All right, this is 2509380M, the People versus Randall Crane. Are we ready on Randall Crane? Mr. Crane's coming up. Hey, you, Mr. Kazicki?
No.
Mr. Crane, do you have counsel? Was that you, Mr. Barron?
Your Honor, Todd Barrett. I did speak with Mr. Crane prior to the court calling the case today. I think that at this time, Mr. Crane's probably best served proceeding on his own. There are some constitutional arguments that he's raising that I don't think as a member of the bar I can.
Oh, is he a sovereign citizen?
He's making some sovereign arguments, yes.
Okay, I have very little patience for that. I will let you know that, sir. So, okay, tell me your name.
My name is Randall Crane. That's a living name, not a corporate fiction.
So you're a real person named Randall Crane.
Person. Okay.
Okay, no, listen to me. Sir, you're here today because you have some charges against you. All right.
I'm challenging the court's jurisdiction.
Okay, well, denied. Your motion's denied. I have jurisdiction to the Constitution of the state of Michigan. What's your next? I'm not arguing with you, sir. I have jurisdiction. So
you have to provide subject matter jurisdiction as well as personal jurisdiction.
Before we even get into the fireworks, let me set the stage. We've got two cases today, but the first one is a masterclass in sovereign citizen theatrics. Meet Randall Crane, a man who thinks he's found the ultimate legal loophole by declaring himself a living man, not a corporate fiction. Now, if you've watched these before, you know exactly where this is going. Across the bench sits Judge Shackelford, a no-nonsense, zero-patience type who's heard every sovereign citizen buzzword in the book. And today, she's not in the mood to play law professor to YouTube University graduates. We're going to see constitutional magic words fail spectacularly, a bench warrant looming, and a defendant who somehow believes not answering questions will win the day. Buckle up. This is going to be a slow-motion legal...
What else? What else?
You do not have jurisdiction over the national...
I just said I did.
No, you don't.
All right. All right, so sir, do you want to proceed on these cases and talk to the prosecutor? Don't look on your phone while you're talking to me. If you
my notes are on.
No, you listen to me. If you don't know your sovereign citizen arguments well enough to come up here and say them, I can tell you can't have a court. I brought into court. You've already been arraigned. You have a charge of interfering with police officers in the while they're doing official business. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. You also have a civil infraction for operating using a mobile electronic device, first offense while operating a motor vehicle, a charge of no proof of insurance. Those are both civil infractions. Civil infraction for no proof of or no registration in a motor vehicle. So those are the charges against you, sir. I'm going to tell you the rights that are actually real rights that you have in this court. You have a right to an attorney appointed at public expense if you are indigent without money to hire an attorney, and if the offense charge requires a minimum jail sentence or the court determines that it might sentence you to jail. The appointing authority will decide if you are indigent and appoint counsel if you are eligible. You may have to repay the expense for an appointed attorney. You may contest your ability to pay the ordered fees if the court attempts to collect any cost for an attorney, and the court must determine your ability to pay at that time. If you have a trial, you have the following rights. You have a right to, this is how trials work. You have a right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial, and you can get an order signed by the court to require witnesses to come to court. You have a right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You have a right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent. If you chose not to be a witness on your own behalf, the prosecutor could not comment on your refusal to testify. Lastly, you have a right to be presumed innocent unless you are proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. If you enter a plea, obviously you'd be waiving those rights. You also have a right to be released on bond. Now, it looks like you previously stood mute on these charges, so you're here today for a pretrial. You have a few options, sir, under the law of the United States, the Constitution of the state of Michigan, and statutory law and court rules in the state of Michigan. You can either retain your own attorney to proceed on this case, Or you can have a pretrial with the prosecutor directly and try and work out an agreement, or we can set it for a jury trial, okay? Those are your options. You can get an attorney, use a court appointed attorney, but you understand that attorneys have an obligation to follow the law and not make frivolous arguments, which is what you want to make today. And if an attorney makes those arguments on your behalf, I could sanction them. So no attorney on this green earth is going to come in and make the frivolous arguments you're making on your behalf. Or you can speak to the prosecutor, or we can just set it for a jury trial. Out of those, I don't want to hear it. I want you to pick out of those 4 options what you want to do. Hire an attorney, speak with court appointed attorney, talk directly to the prosecutor to work towards a resolution, or set a jury trial. Pick.
Let me ask you a question.
No, I asked you a question and I'm telling you to answer it.
And I have the right to understand my rights and understanding.
Sir,
exactly
here,
what-
can you hand him this form? These are your constitutional rights I just read to you. Why don't you have a seat? You have a seat, read your rights, and I'll call your
Your
case
Honor,
back
I
up.
am asking for you.
Have a seat right now
What
and
was
read
your
your
oath of
rights.
office.
I see contempt in his future.
Have a seat.
Have a seat right now and read your rights, sir. If you
I
don't
read-
understand them, read them.
I move for this court to dismiss.
Have a seat.
Where is he? Okay, well, that might never happen, but, what was that guy's name on that file? Because I'm assuming did he leave?
Cream, he did.
Did he leave?
Randall
Well,
Crane.
he's big mad. Well, I need that file, because I'm gonna give him a bench warrant. All right. All right. Are you okay, Amy?
Yeah.
I'm coming. I promise I'll get to you real.
RFK Jr. is correct. Fluoride in water has hardened a lot of brains.
I'm just, you know what? I know I should be more patient. I'm so tired of the sovereign citizen. All right, we're coming back up. This is 2509380M, the City of Taylor versus Randall Crane. Mr. Crane, you want to come back up? Mr. Crane, did you have a chance to go over your constitutional rights that I provided to you?
Yes, I understand my constitutional rights.
Okay, thank you, sir. So at this time, I gave you 4 options. Would you like to retain your own attorney? Would you like to speak with House counsel and have an appointed attorney? Would you like to meet directly with the prosecutor? Or would you like to set the matter for jury trial?
I'm going to be requesting for an order of change of venue.
Denied. Anything else?
That's where Randall makes his big debut as a self-taught constitutional scholar. He opens with the subject matter jurisdiction demand, as if repeating it enough. Times will make the judge suddenly second-guess her own authority. Spoiler, it won't. This is a courtroom, not a debate club. Judge Shackelford isn't biting. She's shutting down every half-baked legal myth in real time. Notice how she tries to redirect him to the actual charges and rights, but Randall keeps circling back to buzzwords. This is classic sovereign citizen strategy. Ignore the facts, derail the process, and hope the judge gives up. But in real life, judges don't give up. They get annoyed, and annoyed judges hand out contempt faster than.
I have to understand everything in regards to my case.
Sir, I gave you your constitutional rights so that you could review them. I also gave you the attorney,
I understand
a
that,
court-appointed attorney to go over those rights with. So I gave you an opportunity to understand your rights. I'm not going to entertain, listen, I'm not entertaining your sovereign citizen arguments because they're unfounded and they're not legal. There's no legal basis for them. So I'm not doing it. So now I'm asking you, out of the 4 choices I gave you, which one would you like to do?
I am required to understand everything in regards to my case,
Okay.
including subject jurisdiction matters.
All right, well, you could do your
Personal
research. I'm
jurisdiction.
setting this for a jury trial. We'll see you back for your jury trial on November 14th of 2025 at 9:00 a.m. I really recommend you retain an attorney prior to that date, sir, because I know I'm going to tell you what you're not going to do, waste the citizens of Taylor's time with your nonsensical arguments. You're going to come in You're gonna try your case. Again, if you want to talk to House Counsel, you could do so. All
I'm
right,
not wasting City Taylor's time.
okay, good. We'll
Okay.
see you on your trial date.
The judge is spelling out step by step Randall's actual rights, the ones that matter in a Michigan courtroom. Right to an attorney, right to call witnesses, right to remain silent. But here's the kicker: sovereign citizens hate acknowledging. Real rights because it means admitting the court has authority. Watch Randall's body language. He's not listening. He's waiting for his turn to throw in another pseudo-legal roadblock. It's almost comical. She's laying out an escape route, and he's busy digging the hole deeper. You can almost hear the internal monologue. If I just say subject matter jurisdiction again, maybe I'll win. No, Randall. That's not how win.
Screen name Samsung. There we got sound on Samsung. What is your name?
I'm Jonathan Wiggins.
Okay. Your ticket is 25RO03001. This is a speeding ticket that was issued on the 9th of May at about 1:30 in the morning. You're eastbound 11 Mile in Lafayette. You were cited 35 and a 30. You can admit or deny responsibility, or you can admit responsibility with an explanation. How do you wish to proceed?
Not guilty.
Raise your right hands, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth?
Yes.
Okay. The officer will testify first, please.
Your Honor, on the listed date and time, I was traveling eastbound on 11 Mile approaching Lafayette when I observed a black 2021 GMC Yukon traveling westbound on 11 Mile, eastbound on 11 Mile when I activated my front moving opposite radar and got a reading at a 47 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone. I also observed the vehicle moving at a very high rate of speed, and that's when I activated my radar. The radar was tested before and after my shift, and I am certified to operate radar, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Wiggins? Sir?
You ready for, you want to hear my statement is what you say?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Jonathan Wiggins. I was coming home from work, 1:30. I take that route.
We've lost sound.
No, he froze.
He froze and we lost sound.
Let's see if I can go.
Do we have a phone number?
We do.
Your Honor, I'd like to just clarify something. I was traveling, I might have missaid something in my testimony, but I was traveling westbound. The vehicle was traveling eastbound on 11.
I don't know what happened, but it just cut off on me.
Yeah, but we got you back.
Okay.
So where it left off was you said you were on your way home from work?
Yeah, I get off at 1:15 and I take 11 Mile every day, and I know to do 35 miles an hour on 11 Mile Road and 45 miles an hour on Woodward. I don't have no reason to be racing up and down the street. I'm 60 years old. It was a car on the side of me when he was in front of us, facing us. And when he pulled me over, he said, "You know, you pulled me over for?" I say, "No, I don't." He was like, "You were speeding." And I was like, "Well, it was two cars. We were side by side on the lane. So how was I speeding?" And he said, "I visually radared you at 47." And I said, "Excuse me?" And at first he didn't have a radar. When I read my ticket, it says that he used the radar. And then he said, "Well, I'm just going to give you a ticket for 1 to 5 over." I still take this route every day. I'm tiptoeing just to get to 75 so that I can get home. It's kids racing up and down Woodward and all type of sports cars. I I'm not one of those. And I didn't like him saying that I was speeding. And it was just
Judge basically puts the menu on the table. Hire a lawyer. Take a public defender. Talk to the prosecutor or set a jury trial. 4 options. That's it, Randall. He invents option 5. Argue forever until the court magically disappears. The exchange is hilarious in a tragic way. The judge is begging him to make a rational choice, and he responds with demands to understand everything before proceeding. Translation: he wants to control the process without knowing the rules. Judges don't reward that. This is where you can feel the patience meter running dangerously.
yes, he was facing us. Yes, coming from another direction. Then he turned around and got behind us. Got behind me, and I saw him. So I'm still doing 35 miles an hour down the street. Then he pulls me over. He had the time to read the 1 car plate next to me, and he had a chance to read my plate. He pulled me over and said that I did 1 to 5 over, but I was really doing 47 or something. And I take this route every day. I work at the hospital. I have no need to race. I have a big Yukon truck.
Pushes the line too far. He refuses to choose, refuses. To sit and storms out like this is an open mic night. Big mistake. In court, walking out mid-hearing doesn't make you free, it makes you wanted. The judge doesn't hesitate. I'm going to give him a bench warrant. Just like that, Randall's clever escape plan turns into an arrest order. This is a perfect example of sovereign citizens confusing drama with victory. In their minds, leaving is a win. In reality, it's just adding failure to appear to.
Wow. I'm saying I'm not guilty on the speeding charge down 11 Mile Road. I know the law on Woodward and 11 Mile Road. I do. And that's a chance you just speeding down 11 miles, doing 100 miles an hour to get to 75. It's 5 over, was it like that?
Yeah. That appears to be the case.
I'm a good driver, Your Honor. And
Yeah. I'm not saying you're a good driver.
I don't want to be
Civil
punished.
infractions are not crimes. Civil infractions are mistakes. They don't involve an intent to do evil. If somebody's just driving down the street, it's not unusual that they could be speeding because the speed limit's
Very
set low. And if you're in a speed zone that's 25 or 30, and you're not thinking about your speed, you're just going from point A to point B, most of us could well be going faster than 30. Now, your speed was measured at 47 before the officer turned around to get behind you.
allegedly.
Measured as you approach the officer.
He said he had it on radar, sir. He should be able to present that. I mean, he told me
That's not the way radar works.
he told me he clocked me visually.
He told you that he measured your speed with the radar because he observed you to be speeding. That's what motivated him to operate the radar, to use the radar device to measure the speed of your vehicle.
He told me he visually clocked me at 40. But
Okay.
it's okay.
That's not the same. You're taking things out of context. If an officer sees a vehicle approaching and thinks that it's going faster than the speed limit, they're trained. They can give a visual approximation that is going to be pretty darn close. Research indicates that the visual observation speed, not with a radar, but made by an officer, is going to be about 2 miles an hour slower than the car is actually going. But
Okay.
the point is, the officer thought you were speeding. He didn't cite you for what he thought you were going. He operated the radar so as to measure the speed, and he found that you're going 47. You've got a decent driving record, to say the least, and in the exercise of his discretion, he elected not to cite you for the full 3-point infraction, but he gave you a 1-point infraction. He knocked it down to a 1-point event. He's certified to operate radar. The radar unit was checked both before and after his shift. It worked at the start. It was still working at the end of his shift. It didn't break and fix itself some point in the middle. So there's no finding here that says that you were intentionally speeding, but I do believe you were going 47, and that means at least 35. So I do think you're responsible for 35 and 30. That is the speed limit there, 30 miles an hour. And the
Yes.
fine for that is $130. The $130 can be paid online or by mail, or you can
Okay.
pay it at the courthouse counter if you prefer.
Can I eliminate the points, Your Honor?
The points don't come from the court. They come from the Secretary of State. I can't change them.
And you say he checked his radar, not you, right?
Of course, I didn't check his radar. I don't
Okay.
know anything about radar.
He didn't have a radar, sir.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't use, he told me he did not use a radar. It was
Oh, that's
two
not
of
what he
us.
said. He said he
We
made a
were-
visual observation of the fact that you were speeding.
It
Then
was
he
two
used the radar.
cars. It was both of us. It was two
That doesn't
cars.
mean that either one wasn't speeding. If two cars are going the same speed, that means they're both going the same speed.
Yeah, so pull both of us over.
That's not practical.
Yeah, it is. I don't understand. I just know, you know what I really believe?
I
That
don't
he
think
got
I
a
want to
chance,
hear.
he got a chance to judge. And that's all I can say.
As he's driving in the opposite direction from you, he has no idea as to how many people are in a car or what.
A bench warrant. Randall might come back humbled. Nope, he's right back at it, asking for change of venue. Without legal grounds, denied instantly. The judge, at this point, is done debating fantasy law. She sets the trial date, warns him to hire a lawyer, and makes it clear she won't waste taxpayer time on nonsense. What's important here is the tactical shift Shackelford stops trying to convince Randall and moves to locking in the schedule. When a judge stops explaining, that's the moment you've officially
Aware of the at-will law, but my termination is illegal because I'm a protected employee under the federal laws, and I clearly state so. But seems like the other end has problems of the comprehension, so that's problem one. So I filed a small claim lawsuit against Megan Sheridan for her deceptive action to lie to me for a meeting 2 hours away to drive that incurred significant travel expenses on the last day of the snowstorm here in Michigan. And potentially criminal activities has occurred because after I was unwilling to settle initially, someone in Waitrim made a false accusation on me, accusing me as a terrorist, trying to get me arrested. And the police report is available in Kent County Sheriff Office. And the CFS number is KSP-01231667-2025. But of course, the prosecutor see the content is nonsense, so they decline to press the charge. And through this process of the bogus, baseless attack to fabricate me as the terrorist, online stalking has occurred. So as an additional discouragement of further actions like that, because someone in Waitrim stalked me online, collecting information, and that includes the CEO of the Waitrim.